F38, my daughter, F13, has a crush on this guy in our apartment and she's being ridiculous. It's going on for a few weeks now. We passed each other on the hall a couple of times. Sometimes my daughter would see him when she went to school. We said hi and that kind of stuff. Nothing interesting. Anyways, my daughter kept saying stuff like, "Did he notice me? Mom, should I knock on his door?" Of course. I'm like, no, he's a stranger. I should probably mention this. He is attractive. But he must be in his mid-20s, and honestly, as a mother, I think it would be better to leave the poor guy alone. But that's not what my daughter does when I'm at work. She knocks on his door wearing the skimpiest clothing she could find and asks for milk and that. We're out. I was so mad at her. She's grounded. No internet. No friends on the weekend. This crush has got to end. What should I do? You're going to get wicked pushback with punishment. You need to actually talk to her. Tell her that if she really thinks this guy is a good guy, what she's doing will get him put in jail if he responds the way she hopes. That she's probably making him very uncomfortable and that she's harassing him. That what she's doing is dangerous. Not only for her but for him too. Also speak to him. Tell him you know what's going on. Ask him to keep you up to date with anything she does. This serves two purposes. Keeps you in the loop but also lets this guy know you're very aware and keeping close tabs just in case. Ath forbid he does try to act on it. Also, you need to gently find out if your daughter is okay. I was hypersexual as a young teen, especially to older guys, and it sprouted from being abused as a kid. Have you sat down with her and talked about her feelings with her without judgment? Might be good to just stay silent for a bit and let her talk. Then talk to her about the unhealthy relationship dynamics of a 13 and 20-something. The more you tell her that her feelings are ridiculous and shaming her for them, the stronger they will grow because she will feel closer to him. You need to find a way to shut this down without embarrassing her. You're going to need to have a conversation with her about what is appropriate and what's not. We've all had inappropriate crushes and acted stupid. She's 13 and hormonal. I would also ask her where she got the idea to do what she did. Do not yell at her, just talk to her. You need to sit her down and talk about boundaries and what's inappropriate behavior. She's only 13 and discovering herself, and now boys. Of course she has a crush on the attractive next-door neighbor. It's normal. But how it acted on is something different. Don't make her feel like she's being ridiculous because to her it's not. But she does need to learn a few things like boundaries. What's appropriate and what's not. Also not to dress skimpy to get a boy's attention. That is what's going to cause problems down the road. He's clearly too old and hopefully he isn't entertaining the idea, but she needs a clear, firm discussion. Punishing her only will make her sneakier. It was actually a blessing she let you on with what she was doing, BC. That meant she trusted you. You need to talk with her and say she can only like boys her own age. You can even say no one older than 2 years till you're 18. If she doesn't have a male influence in her life, this could also be an attempt to get any sort of attention from an older man, father figure. I think a therapist talking with her about that especially could be beneficial, because it might stem from a need for validation. I think you should talk to the neighbor and apologize if she's bothered him and ask him to let you know if it continues. Saying you know she has a crush. That way he knows you are aware and watching the situation. So he would be afraid to abuse her. In case he is a predator. If not and he's a good guy, then great. No harm done. You need to have a serious talk with your daughter. Explain to her that crushes are normal and you understand that she thinks this guy is really cute. And that she wants him to notice her, but at her age having an adult male notice her the way she wants is illegal and very dangerous. He will get in trouble with the law and could potentially be put on the sex offenders registration for the rest of his life. And she could potentially get you in trouble with the law and herself taken away at the very least. The last bit might be a stretch, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, especially in this day and age. Not to mention that the way she's dressing to try to get his attention is severely inappropriate. Again, not only because what she's doing is wrong, but she could attract the attention of pedophiles, sex traffickers, pimps, etc. And if she's taken, it's highly unlikely she will ever be found alive, if at all. And if this continues for much longer, I would seek some assistance from professionals to find out why she's hell-bent on this and this one particular guy. Speak with him. If you haven't already, let him know that you're aware that she keeps coming and knocking on his door, that she's dressed inappropriately. If he would please not answer the door when she does this, and to let you know whenever she does. And it might not hurt to put some cameras in your home, so you can keep an eye on her activity while she's home and you're not. Talk to her. She's 13. Her hormones are surging. She's at the age when kids really start to flirt and practice attracting the opposite sex, and your daughter does not need grounding or punishing. She needs to be taught acceptable and safe practices when it comes to these kind of interactions. Ask her if she wants the nice man to go to prison, get raped and beaten. That is where this is heading. Lots of young women will lie about their age. If she is with the wrong crowd or misled crowd in high school, talk to the man and let him know ASAP in case she lies. So let me get this straight. You've failed to properly explain pedophilia to your daughter. And you blame her? You're grounding her because you never took the time to teach her otherwise? Yikes. Hope I'm never this kind of parent. Can we please stop calling this having a crush? It's not cute or normal. When she is wearing skimpiest clothing and knocking on his door, then this is sexual harassment. You miss one piece here. You can't control feelings. Speak with your daughter about that. It's okay to have a crush on him, but she should be careful, because she don't know that guy. Tell her that not only looks count and that true loves is about the other person character. I'd put her in therapy. This isn't always the case, but oftentimes hypersexuality comes from some sort of trauma. These things are normal. You can talk to your daughter about being appropriate. It won't go far, but at least you say it as a parent. I would talk to him privately. Ask him to send shutdown signals. She will move on eventually. Crushes are normal. Okay, so as a mother myself and someone who got into a relationship with a man in his mid-20s when I was 15/16, here's what you need to know. The punishment does not fit the crime. Unground her. Talk to her. Stop calling her feelings ridiculous or making her feel bad for having these feelings. Stop making him seem so attractive. The more you warn her off, the more into him she'll be. Point out that any 20-something who will go with a 13-year-old is not a good guy. Your daughter's behavior is really concerning. It's not typical for a 13-year-old to think of leveraging sex appeal to get attention. She's putting herself in a dangerous position. Even if this neighbor ignores her, what happens if she gets a crush on another older guy who responds to her flirting? She's a child. She doesn't know the severity of what she's doing. It sounds like your daughter needs professional counseling because there is something serious underlying this behavior, and punishing her isn't going to fix that. The more you make fun of or call her ridiculous, the more you are going to send her running towards him. Speaking from experience as the teenager years ago. Dad did not like a boy I wanted to date. He kept poking fun about him or telling me it's a silly infatuation. Yeah, I ended up dating the guy and getting hurt. So please approach this with caution so you don't get a ton of pushback. Words like ridiculous can hurt.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.